Okay, guys, cue me driving around nervously, checking all of my temperatures, making sure it's tagging all the gears correctly. Everything that I was having trouble with yesterday, not necessarily temperature, but I was having transmission problems. It didn't take the ADE segment correctly, it wasn't working, but I got it all straightened out for today. Did a bunch of driving, gonna show you a lot of driving today, and go over a big summary update at the end, so stay tuned. But here is mostly driving around because I know that that's mostly what everybody wants to see. Looks like it's gonna rain again. I mean, it is sprinkling, it is kind of dark outside, but we'll see how it goes. I think you could hear okay last time I put the camera here. Now we're getting all the gears. I had a problem with it not going to ADE mode. Shifting the trans funny. It's first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. Feels normal. Pull it down into third to go down the hill. Yeah, looking pretty shitty out here. Every day anymore. What can I do? I'm gonna go check the post office box, see if I got anything in the mail. Take the truck for a cruise, see if it survives. All in a day's work. Like it's leveling off at 14 pounds. Only 10 degrees of timing right now. kPa. Injector. admit this thing whistles way more than the GoPro is picking up. Some sort of noise canceling is knocking that out. But this thing just sounds like a Power Stroke diesel pulling a landscaping trailer all the time. The other cameras and the iPhone pick it up, but this thing's canceling it out, so I'll get more with the other camera. This thing comes online quick. Crazy. That's 2,000 RPM. You can hear it. You can hear it spooling. There's that super lean spot. Sounds like shit there, obviously. Has no fuel. It's almost off the wideband. Getting closer. I know a lot of people just wanted to, you know, I've been building it, so you want to hear it drive around. So I've been, you know, it's not raining, so this is a short trip. So see how it keeps doing on short trips. Are you trying to cross the road? Just waiting? I don't know. People are on their phones more than they are looking, waiting to cross the road. I don't know. Won't look at me. Can't tell what you want. 50, 60 kPa needs fuel bad. Everywhere else is good. I went to the post office and I got a monkey fab package, so we know what that is, so I can do that today too. It's 17.0 air fuel. Blah, 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 blah. Other than that, awesome. It already drives so good. S10 just cut me off. Junk hauling. Yet to give it the beans for a long time. Still feeling it out. And if it's actually running 14 pounds, I'd like to maybe lower it a little bit. Alright, and for this one, I got my stuff from Monkey Fab here. to cover up this exhaust ring, which I don't need. I thought it'd be neat if he just makes a solid plate. We talked about it. He said okay. He made he did like a contest for people to design. Like he's like, come up with a neat design and I'll put it on Matt's thing. So we'll open this one early instead of on Friday. Oh, nice. He does an incredible job. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna put it like sideways so you can see everything. Yep, it exactly fits the other rivet holes. I expect nothing less from Mr. Mike. I'm gonna keep these nuts and bolts. I never bolt them in, I just pop rivet them. I don't mind drilling rivets. I don't care. Let's put this tiny drill bit on and see what happens. I don't do this often, so I get a bigger one than that. Yep. And I'll donate this to a friend, or we'll save it for another project. There goes all the rivets. Here's my plasma cutter and rivet repository. So let me snap some pictures of this thing before I pop her down. That's my rain cap. I have a ton of these rivets, so they fit. There's just more of these. Yeah, they'll be good. Start to knock a few down. Yep. Watch the hood, guys. Be careful. Careful with the hood. It's quick and easy. Drill and rivet, drill and rivet. This is Sky's design. Sky Schmidt. Mike Hennessy picked that. No coincidence, he does all the shirt designs, so usually what he makes is nice and worth choosing, and he does a hell of a job. Obviously, I think so. I'm a street truck. Cool. Toss the ring in with the other stuff, and that's pretty much it for that. Alright, so I just finished up driving around. You guys are going to see that part of the video first to satisfy everyone's needs of hearing the car run and drive and roll into it a couple times while I check the tune-up. And here comes the facts. Everything is doing good. I put the lightest spring I had in the wastegate, and when I hooked up the reference, it made like 3 pounds. I was like, okay, way too fucking low. I pulled the... Here's what happens usually. In my experience, some of you obviously might say okay to this, other people won't agree. If you run 3 pounds in the bottom port, and you connect the bottom and the top with a T-fitting, you're going to get 6, roughly. And then if you remove the reference totally, it will triple. If you have very low back pressure, it might go higher than that. So, first thing I did was, it made 3 pounds. I'm like, okay, that's awfully low. I pulled the reference off the lower port, and I shoved it onto here to plug it. So then I'm like, okay, 12 or 14 or something will be fine. I'll roll into it and see where it ends up. And it's ending up right around 14, a little bit over 14 pounds. And that's fine. That's fine for now. We'll see how much fuel I have. I just don't... It's annoying to respring the gate when everything's hot. I just go yank, and I plug it, and then I check it, and we'll see where it's at. Anywho, that brings us to our next quick screenshot. Is just barely rolling into it. You can see here I'm at 210 kPa, which is right over 14, 15 pounds, that area. I'm at 76% duty cycle at 4,400 RPM, and now that goes up a tiny bit. So this is the first thing I wanted. Okay. I got interrupted there, sorry. This so obviously I have a very conservative amount of timing in here. You know, I'm just rolling into it, guys. Don't get all snotty immediately. But 80% injector at 4,500, you know, we got to make sure we can swing this thing to like 7K. So we're going to see how far the injector goes. I might need to lower my boost already to run. It's running on 78% alcohol, so I might need to lower the boost just so I can, you know, make a pull on E85. And then we'll see how far these are, like some of the smaller decaps. Some people are decapping certain part numbers and they're making like 90-pound injector. But again, the high horsepower ethanol part of this is, you know, a small percentage of you guys. So just, it's an experiment to make sure it works. So I might wash this down with gasoline so it's like 50%, so I can make my pulls and figure some other stuff out. But everything else has been doing really good. I didn't lose any intercooler pipes. The only thing that did happen was I had the hose connected up front here, and I jammed it into there, and it must have blown out in the turbo. It went into the turbo, didn't make a single mark, but it did cut up the hose. So I just put a plug back in it now. And what's kind of nice about running a setup like this is you don't have to worry about a reference line disappearing or melting or having an issue. And with all of that extra spring pressure and just the back pressure opening the wastegate, it lights off pretty quick. So this is like a double-edged, you know, helping us out here. No bad. So no reference, a little bit better spool, and this thing sounds like a train. Like, you're gonna love it. Like, the whole first part of this video is gonna be all about that. Everything else has been doing good. I just put another quart of transmission fluid in it just to make sure it has tranny fluid. I might change the wastegate spring. We'll see. I'd like to get it on the dyno sometime soon and see the power. I do want to connect something to the wastegate. I want to dyno it on like 3 pounds, obviously, and then I want to bring my manual boost controller and keep turning it up and see, you know, the steps as we make power. Or I can just do 3 and like 12, and we can just interpolate everything in between. But anyway, it's been running cool. Everything's been doing good. The motor sounds good. It's been starting good. Runs, drives. I mean, there isn't much to say other than, you know, start finishing some stuff up and giving everybody the hard facts real soon, because it's approaching fast.